What's going on? Just after 4:30 Eastern here in the late afternoon. It's Wednesday, September 3rd. It is week one of this 25-26 NFL season. I'm Bobby Trosset. Welcome inside the channel. As always, this is where I bring you Baltimore sports and beyond, primarily Ravens coverage of late. And it's brought to you by my friends at Profit X. If you could on the way in, you guys know the drill at this point. Like, subscribe, hit that notification bell. Consider becoming a channel member, which was just rolled out recently. Consider gift-giving membership if you're interested. You can click on the link that's included in a couple different places if you want to support my brand sponsor, which supports the show. Live chat, pinned comment, show notes, much more on that coming up in just a bit. Josh Allen gave a great answer on going up against an all-time great in Lamar Jackson. And I know a lot of you are out there scoffing because you don't want to give the opponent any kind of credit or compliment. But Josh makes it tough, man. These guys are some of the best in their generation, and maybe, just maybe, will go down as all-time greats. And I spoke about it at length on the Vault earlier this afternoon. When you think about the quarterback play, this era of quarterback play that we find ourselves in, what a friggin' awesome time for NFL fans. I mean, the AFC's a murderer's row. You've got Mahomes, you've got Lamar, you've got Burrow. You can go on and on and on. I know a lot of you probably are thinking, well, what about Justin Herbert? No, I'm sure not a lot of you are saying that, at least in Baltimore. Maybe they are in Los Angeles, or maybe Joe Montana is somewhere screaming from the rooftops, that's my guy. But then you got Jalen Hurts, of course, who's a Super Bowl champion. I mean, this is just what a freaking awesome time that we're living in right now. And it's going to get better and better and better, especially when one of these guys in the AFC breaks through. Who's it going to be? Is it going to be Lamar? Is it going to be Josh? Is it going to be Joe? Is it going to be elsewhere? So just for starters, what a time and what a 2025 season I think we're in store for. Outside of the Josh Allen commentary, there are other things to get to, including kind of forecasting what's going on availability-wise for several key players on the Ravens side of things. Pat Ricard missed practice today. He has not practiced since August 14th. Jair Alexander, meanwhile, did return for the first time since August 9th. Is he going to give it a go on Sunday night? And if he does, they're going to be careful with him. I would expect a ramp-up period to be kind of meticulously put together by the Ravens medical staff and the entire team that goes into that group decision. And, of course, the latest on Isaiah Likely that we learned earlier this morning from NFL Network's Ian Rappaport. After that, Lamar was asked several times about his contract extension, where that status is. You already know he didn't touch that thing with the 10-foot pole, but we will talk about that, and we will talk much more Ravens football as we get ready for Bills and Ravens and a rematch. And, of course, week one coming up on Sunday night. But first, we'll begin with Josh on Lamar, from one great to another. And again, I know, get through it, try to get through it, and try to appreciate Josh's how candid he is, how honest he is, and how complimentary he is, most importantly, of Lamar Jackson, whether it's a fierce rival or not. Buffalo and Baltimore, two blue-collar towns, two towns that have been searching for that coveted Lombardi trophy. Bills haven't been searching. Or I should say the Ravens haven't been searching for as long as the Bills have. I think we all know that. But needless to say, here is Josh on Lamar.
I mean, I think it's a chance to go out there and to win, you got to play at your best. When you're going against a quarterback that's great, you talk about Lamar. He's one of the best players to touch the grass, honestly. And you can't give him more opportunities than he needs. You can't give him short fields. He'll take advantage of those. So being on the top of our game on the offensive side of the ball and doing everything that we can, and we don't play on the offensive side. We don't play the quarterback. We play the defense and the defensive coordinator, and just doing everything that we can to really help our defense out.
I'd have to think Lamar is going to probably say something similar. I mean, we always know his classic line, right? He doesn't play the opposing quarterback, but what we also know, and we know it well, is what steals the headlines. Quarterback play, that matchup, especially when you have, again, two studs like you do in this matchup coming up on Sunday night. And how gracious was Lamar in this photo? I know it's so agonizing to look back at, I'm sure, as a fan. But this was post-game, moments after heartbreak in January. Bills take it in just horrific fashion there at the end with the Mark Andrews drop and multi-turnover first half from the Ravens. But look at Lamar showing love to a fellow great in Josh Allen in a moment of pain. I got so much respect for Lamar, and this photo I think encapsulates just who he is as a person, as a competitor, and ultimately as somebody that's a peer of Josh Allen's. We're going to look back at a photo like this, hopefully when both of these guys have plenty of trophies and hardware years from now, and remember it as that first true heartbreak, or maybe that second true heartbreak, because the AFC Championship game was pretty heartbreaking too. But the way that it ended last year, obviously, I don't need to remind any of you in terms of just how long this offseason was following that defeat. But take a look at what these guys have done over the last couple of years. Of course, they're the back-to-back NFL MVPs. Lamar in 2023 lit it up for over 3,600 passing yards, over 800 rushing yards, 29 total touchdowns. The Ravens ran the table. They were the number one overall seed, right? They won the AFC. They had home field advantage, and everything ran through Baltimore until it didn't when the Chiefs came into town. The real numbers here that should be on the screen, funny enough, are actually Lamar's 2024 stats. But Josh's 2024 season consisted of over 3,700 passing yards, over 500 rushing yards, and 40 total touchdowns. His picks and turnovers overall were downgraded significantly, and both of these players had tremendous seasons. James Cook had a tremendous season as a member of Josh Allen's supporting cast. So too did Derrick Henry as a key member of Lamar's supporting cast, right? Both had Pro Bowl caliber type seasons, and now both are back with new extensions. James Cook is in Buffalo. Derrick Henry is in Baltimore. We'll get into injury reports in just a bit between the two, but this right here is what everybody's going to be showing up and tuning in for come Sunday night, and I'm here for it. I'm a believer that if the Ravens run the rock, right, and they stop the run, there's just such a talent gap here. You play good, smart, hard-nosed football, disciplined football. You cut down on the penalties that plagued them last year. You secure the football. You start hot. I don't know if I see it being a rout the way that it was week 4 of last year on Sunday Night Football, but I see it being a win, and perhaps a decisive win at that. The Bills are 1.5-point favorites. A lot of that has to do with the home versus away. They are the home opponent. As we know, they will host the Ravens in front of their primetime audience coming up on Sunday night. And in terms of availability, Jamison Hensley and a number of other folks within the beat reporter community noting that the Ravens had 2 players not practicing, that they were absent from practice. And by the way, there will be an official injury report that drops at some point. It is after 4 p.m. Eastern right now in real time. So look out for that and let me know if it hits your timeline. Just do me the solid since I'm multitasking right now. Isaiah Likely was not seen at practice. He continues to deal with the foot. Pat Ricard continues to deal with his soft tissue setback. He has not practiced since August 14th. Jair Alexander did return to practice. We'll get into that in just a bit. And right on cue, here is their injury report. How about it? I kind of love that for me some timing. I'm going to go ahead and bring this sucker right up right now. Let's go ahead and do this. Again, there's only going to be 4 players that make this list, but this is the official injury report given out by the Ravens just moments ago. And here it is, courtesy of Ravens Productions. Jair Alexander, while he did practice, he was limited, still pops up with this knee. You're going to watch him out. Just be on the lookout for him. You got to be careful with him. He's less than a year removed from the PCL tear. He's obviously somebody that's a veteran, somebody that they brought in at an early part of the summer, and somebody that if he stays healthy and if they're careful with him, yeah, he's going to be an impact player for you, because when he's healthy, he's proven that he can be on that all-pro type of level as an outside corner, and he's a big game player. He's proven it time and time again as a Green Bay Packer. Daniel Fa'alele pops up on this list with an illness. He was limited on Wednesday. Isaiah Likely and Patrick Ricard were both DNPs, did not participate, did not practice. Isaiah, of course, underwent the foot fracture procedure. I believe it was September 1st, based on his Twitter. He did tweet something out that I'll get to in just a bit yesterday that suggested his return could be imminent, but a DNP on Wednesday for number 80. Pat Ricard's one that I want to watch. It's a calf. It is a calf. So that's the soft tissue setback. We now know where. It's a calf for Patrick Ricard. And if he can't go coming up on Sunday night, look out for Lucas Scott being a potential game day practice squad elevation. Who the hell is Lucas Scott, you ask? Well, he is a 6'3", 290-pound former tackle at college and Army, West Point, and he's now a fullback. He made this team as an undrafted rookie, and that is who the Ravens could potentially call up coming up on game day. If not, they'll just go, I'm sure, with Mark Andrews, Charlie Kohler, and maybe they call up Zaire Mitchell-Payton, who, of course, is an undrafted rookie who made this squad. I should say not the 53, but he's one of the undrafted rookie tight ends that would be an option. He did not make the 53-man roster, just to be clear. So this is your official injury report. Fa'alele is a new name. It's an illness. Jair practiced and was limited for the first time since August 14th. Likely in Ricard, no-goes. And honestly, look, we know the importance. I think we all know the importance of Pat Ricard. You go back to that week 4 beatdown, and he gave the Bills problems. Problem after problem after problem. And I would expect, once he is available, I'd expect nothing less from number 42 out there. What he does for the run game, what he does, right, in the backfield, his alignment flexibility, his mobility, his athleticism, it's second to none at the fullback position. So hopefully that's something for Pat that does not linger. I should hit him up on Instagram, but he ain't going to tell me. They are in week 1 mode. It's gamemanship mode. And he, again, has not practiced or been on the field since August 14th. Likely, meaning Isaiah hasn't practiced since July 29th. Isaiah did watch the early part of practice before heading into the facility, as Jameson noted here. And it's just something to watch as we get closer and closer to week 1. But again, when they did not designate him as an injured reserve player, that's an indication that the team feels like he's going to be back at some point before week 4. Brian Wacker, Baltimore Sun, noting that Jair Alexander, again, did practice today. He was limited, as we just learned, for the first time since August 9th. He also observed that he was in good spirits. He swagged his way onto the field, was moving well, and did not appear to have any kind of brace or wrap on his knee. So good news there for 23. Again, I want to continue to exercise caution and acknowledge that this dude literally had a PCL procedure for that tear back in January. They're going to be careful with him. I think that's been the plan from the jump. Play the long game with 23, because if he's available for you down the stretch, you're going to be better for it, for sure. Thanks for being with me tonight, guys. Profit X is the sponsor of this episode. We'll get to that newest brand opportunity for me in just a bit and how I'm going to be dabbling in the sports prediction market this season. But first, again, this was from Isaiah Likely earlier, yesterday, that is, last night, when he just simply tweeted a clock emoji as if his time is coming. Charlie Kohler, by the way, I friggin' love this. Woke up and hit some smelling salts just to feel something. Hashtag football season. I shared that with you guys yesterday. I thought to myself, okay, Likely's probably just saying it's almost that time. I don't think he's going to go come Sunday. I think today's DNP certainly suggests that, barring something unforeseen. Why rush back somebody who has that level of importance to your offense and is truly proven to be a big-time player who answers the bell when the lights are bright in the postseason? So I'm expecting a big day from Charlie Kohler, no question about that. Mark Andrews actually was super complimentary in his press conference of his teammate, Charlie Kohler, and called his camp, meaning his training camp performance, one of the best he's ever seen to date from a player. So if that's an indication of what could be coming for Charlie Kohler, I mean, how about it? That'll play, and that'll play just fine. Isaiah Likely, we learned earlier today from Ian Rappaport of NFL Network that he is not expected to play, according to Ian, in the team's opener against Buffalo. And as we all know, he underwent surgery in late July. He is healing as expected. He should be ready early in the season. Again, nothing that I don't think any of us didn't expect. That's the latest right now with number 80, and it's time. I'm excited for number 88, man. I am excited for Charlie Kohler. I am excited for Mark Andrews. If you guys listened to today's press conferences the way that I did, you understand just how dialed in Lamar and Mark are. And for that matter, Roquan and John Harbaugh. There was just a level of pointed focus, concentration, seriousness, stoic nature, whatever you want to call it. These guys got their blinders on, and you can just tell there's no time for the bullshit. And I think that just screams out at you from the screen because let's be honest, they've been down this road before. They understand. Speaking of long game, like I think the Ravens should be playing with Jair Alexander, and like I think they are playing with him. The Ravens need to do that too because the Super Bowl can't be won week one. The AFC North can't be locked down week one. A deep postseason run can't be locked down week one. And so they have to go about this methodically while also enjoying the process too. I think they've been victim to maybe being overly hard on themselves at times in the past just because of the pressure, the expectation. My God, it is sky high when it comes to this team. And take a look at the Bills injury report while we're at it here. Tyler Bass, their kicker, showed up. He was limited. Popped up, I should say. He's got a left hip / groin designation here. Christian Benford's a corner. He was limited with a groin as well. Dwayne Carter, defensive tackle, DNP with an Achilles. Keon Coleman, their talented big body wide receiver that gave Brandon Stevens fits at times last year. He showed up with a groin. He was limited. Khalil Shakir has an ankle injury. He was a full participant, talented wide receiver for them. And Trey White, Tre'Davious White, former Bill, former Raven. He's back in Buffalo. He was a DNP with a groin. The Ravens let him walk in free agency, as a lot of us remember. So, at a glance, this is your Bills injury report as we kind of familiarize ourselves with the opponent, gearing up for this one coming up on Sunday night in Buffalo. It's an 8:20 kickoff, NBC, Sunday Night Football. Off we go. You guys know the drill. And before we get any further and get into my thoughts on the player who was signed earlier today, the Ravens brought in a potential new special teams ace. So we will get into the specifics of that coming up in just a bit. But first, this episode is brought to you by my new friends and my new brand sponsor, and that is the folks at Prophet X. You guys know that, look, Ravens football is officially here. And this year, I'm going to be using Prophet X as my go-to for season-long plays and player props. Prophet X is America's #1 sports prediction market. So you win real money predicting sports in 40-plus states. You'll get better odds than traditional sports books because you're playing against others, not the house. And with Prophet X, you can request your own odds, play with confidence, and get super fast payouts straight to your bank, card, or even crypto. And right now, if you sign up at ProfitX.co and use the promo code BobbyB, that is BOBBYB, you'll get up to $200 in profit cash on all your plays for the first 30 days. So go ahead, consider signing up now. You can visit the show notes. You can visit the link that's included as a pinned comment in the live chat, or just search ProfitX.co. Use that code BobbyB. You can start winning real money predicting sports. Terms and conditions do apply. And I'll just show you real quick before we continue with the football content. If you go ahead and click that link that's in the show notes, that's also at the top of the pinned comment in my live chat, it'll bring you here. And you can go in a bunch of different directions. You already know we're going NFL, and all these games are out there for the taking right now. Dallas and Philadelphia will kick things off on Thursday night. Let's see, Kansas City and LA, right? They're in Brazil, are they not? That's an unbelievable. Oh, man, selfishly, I hope the Ravens play in somewhere obscure like that. I would love to go back to Brazil. Never forget the summer of 2016, interning with the Summer Olympics, NBC, incredible. But again, all these matchups coming up on week one this weekend. And of course, on Sunday night, which we'll all be watching closely, it's the Ravens at the Bills, a rematch, an 8:20 kickoff. Go ahead and click in. If you want to take a look, you can use your profit cash. Everything you got right here. Spread, total points, Look at the over-under right now set at 52.5. The spread, again, has the Ravens as 1-point underdogs. Okay, we know how they are in prime time. We know how they are against the spread when it comes to Lamar over his last 7 seasons. Hard to believe that it is year 8. Thanks to ProfitX. Appreciate them for the continued support. Excited to be with them all football season long. And again, if you sign up at profitx.co and use promo code BobbyB, you'll get up to $200 in profit cash on all your plays for the first 30 days. Appreciate them. And again, here is a reminder of where they're at, Maryland included, 40-plus states. ProfitX is live right now. It's a cool little map right there. Take a look. Hard to believe that I'm in the state of Florida now. That's a green. Are we calling this green, turquoise? What are we calling this? But anyway, Maryland, Florida, wherever the hell you are, Delaware, take your pick. 40-plus states. ProfitX.co is available. Check it out. Thanks, guys. Appreciate you. And continuing on with the signing of the day, look, let's be honest. Last night on The Collective, if you joined us, and if you did, I appreciate you guys for doing so. Cole Jackson, Jeff Zaribek, and myself will be giving you coverage on Tuesday nights at 8 o'clock Eastern. It's the Ravens Collective. It's a brand new YouTube channel. We're over 2,000 subscriptions. We're 5 episodes in, and it's been a lot of fun. So come join us. But on that night, we kind of talked about last night the position groups that we're skeptical about. What are we skeptical about? And for me, it was special teams. And it's not just Tyler Loop and the uncertainty that comes with a pressure cooker type of situation that the rookie in Tyler Loop finds himself in. But it's the other part of special teams as well. You lose Malik Harrison and Chris Board, who logged a ton of reps for you, right? It's a big deal. You bring in Jake Hummel, right? You bring in other players as undrafted rookies, or you're going to lean more on other rookies like the Sanusi Canes of the world to continue to do what they do. You lose Bo Braid, who was a staple for them last year from a special teams perspective, who made the 53 and then did not make the 53 this year and ultimately gets claimed by the New York Giants. So he's northbound. But to me, whether it was the muff punts and how unsettled they were at punt returner, I know I feel like they got a guy in LaJohntay Wester. We'll see. He's a rookie. He showed out in the preseason, but he's a rookie. And just how many times this group, this unit was penalized, it just kind of begs the question. Like, this is a group that how much of a step can they take? How much of a upward trajectory move can they make as a unit? And so for me, it's special teams, which is why I like this signing. And as I've learned more about it, I like it even more. Jordan Schultz and others noting earlier today that the Ravens are signing the former 3-time All-Pro special teamer. He's also a safety, and he used to play for the New Orleans Saints, who released him earlier this week. That is J.T. Gray. So introducing J.T. Gray, Jordan Schultz notes here that he was a surprise release earlier this week, had significant interest from a number of teams. Baltimore expects him to be on the field sooner rather than later. So again, J.T. Gray, he's 29 years old. He was undrafted out of Mississippi State back in 2018. He was a first-team All-Pro in 2021. He was a second-team All-Pro as recently as last year with New Orleans. That's where he's spent his entire career to date. And he was a second-team All-Pro in 2019. He was also a Pro Bowler in 2021. So with the amount that's walked out the building from a special teams perspective, this just feels like insurance. It feels like a safe move that's been made by the Ravens, especially when you consider the fact that New Orleans and some of their both past and present players were shocked and upset that New Orleans let this guy go. His PFF special teams grade and rank over the past 2 seasons, friend of the show, Gordon McGinnis, provided those. In 2023, he was an 89.7 overall grade. Okay, that was 4th overall among qualified players. And in 2024, last year with the Saints, 91.2. That was tied for 3rd. And again, the accolades in terms of all-pro honors as a special teamer, plenty of them. So well done by the Ravens to scoop this guy up. I think a smart move by Eric DeCosta. Sarah transcribed what John Harbaugh said earlier today during his press conference, and he's like, hey, look, I feel very blessed. Let's use that word, that J.T. Gray is here, and he wanted to be here. He'll be contributing very soon on special teams for us. So again, I think a unit that was really decimated in a lot of ways and needed a facelift coming off not just 2024, but we're going back multiple years. This is a group that has to get better, and I think has gotten better so far this year. Jury's still out on whether or not Tyler Loop will be a successful Justin Tucker replacement. But given that Justin really single-handedly lost multiple games, including that December 1st game against Philadelphia, right, and had issues against Pittsburgh and other teams, it just, look, you sit here and you're like, well, how could it get any worse? That's all due respect to Justin as the player and the future Hall of Famer that he is as a kicker. He was off last year, whether that was due to off the field or him losing his stuff, I don't know. That remains to be seen. We'll see after 10 weeks. I believe that's the number of games that he was suspended, if he ultimately gets a chance with another team. But the Ravens are moving forward. Randy Brown feels like they have their guy. The Ravens feel like they have their guy. And quite honestly, based on what he's shown in preseason, I think I might think that they have their guy as well. But I'm just kind of exercising a little bit of caution and tempering expectations for the time being until we get to see him when the lights are bright coming up, for example, on Sunday night, and from that point forward. One more note on JT Gray. Again, Tyrann Mathieu and Alvin Kamara, these were their responses on social media after JT Gray, longtime special teams ace in New Orleans, was released. The Honey Badger was like, how and why? And Alvin Kamara, just a simple WTF. So again, if you want to kind of read up on JT Gray and what he's all about and what the Ravens are getting in him, go ahead and do so. And I'm going to continue to dive into his game further as well leading into week one. But this right here, I think, tells you all you need to know in terms of some of the respect that he's earned and commanded throughout internally, whether it's past or present, between these two players as members of the New Orleans Saints. So that is that. Appreciate you guys for being with me today. Please like the video on your way in. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already done so. Hit that notification bell. You guys know the drill. Thanks to ProfitX for sponsoring this episode. Again, you can learn more by visiting the show notes. Also, a pinned comment in the live chat right now if you'd like to get involved in the sports prediction market this Ravens football season. And join me if you sign up at ProfitX.co and use promo code BobbyB. That'll get you up to $200 in profit cash on all your plays for the first 30 days. Listen to what Roquan Smith had to say when he was asked about comments made by Marlon Humphrey earlier this offseason, essentially suggesting, not just suggesting, stating that he doesn't feel like the Ravens defense is feared the way that it once was. And he also made it very clear with really a PSA that they have got to get back to momentum shifting turnover creation. That has not happened nearly enough in the postseason, nearly enough in the regular season as well. And Marlon Humphrey, as the longest tenured defensive player, is taking a stand. He did that earlier this offseason. Roquan Smith, I thought, had a very refreshing answer when asked about it.
Yeah, I think there's some truth to that, and I think it's more so about instilling fear into your opponents, and I think that just goes with the way you play ball, being relentless. Any chance you get to take a cat out, you take a cat out within the rules, obviously, but that's how you have to play, and just play with an attitude. And I think we play with that edge and that attitude, play in, play out, and do to the best of our standard and to our standard, each and every individual that goes out there, and we'll instill that fear in the individuals. But it starts week one. We have to show the world exactly who we are because we know who we are. So it's just now it's about showing it and not having self-inflicted.
I love it. Nnamdi Madubuike pushed back just ever so slightly during his press conference earlier this week. Roquan took it on the chin, right? Gave credence to it, said that there's some truth to it. And I absolutely love the way that he handled that because it hasn't been good enough. You need to turn the ball over. And ultimately, the Ravens know too, more importantly than that, you need to protect the football, which they did not do in the first half last year in Buffalo. Lamar has gone 52 straight starts without losing by more than 7 points. That includes the playoffs. It's the longest quarterback streak since at least 1950. That courtesy of Doug Clawson, perhaps one of his best. Well, look at this. This is just a ridiculous stat. It's a ridiculous stat. The guy wins over 70% of the games in which he starts. He minimizes weaknesses all around him on all three phases. And he is truly Superman. And Superman's 8th NFL season begins coming up on Sunday night. It's the Bills and Ravens. Let's see what's going on in the Discord group. What the hell could possibly be going on over here? Evan's already talking a bunch of shit about the content in the live chat. Stop me if you've heard that before. Guys, we've got over 1,000. Almost, I should say, 1,000. To be exact, it's 917 members in this group. And I would love for you to do me the solid, being that it is free, and join the Discord server. It's the Bobby Baltimore Discord server. It is a free 24/7 hub for conversations surrounding Baltimore sports. And when you do join, like Inside the Flock did, and Lizard Wiz, and many others like Ravens 54th Man and No Adversity and Suz, so on and so forth, I love it. You get a little shout out when you do. So I just dropped it into the live chat. There's also a link that's included in the show notes. We talk Maryland athletics across the board. They won last week, by the way. We talk Ravens football, of course, and just football in general, like the fact that Red Zone is going to ESPN and will now have commercials. That's right, commercials. And Scott Hansen says, look, we're still not a chance. We're missing a touchdown. Good luck. That is going to be very difficult in their transition from NFL Network to ESPN after that whole merge and purchase earlier this offseason. Evan's always mixing it up in here. Here's Kyle and his fiance, Reese. I mean, there's a little bit of everything in here. And injury reports, of course, make their way in as well. And then Orioles baseball as their season starts to wrap up here shortly. By the way, I live like 2 miles from Tropicana. It is wild to see Tropicana roofless until he makes her way into the live stream right on cue. But it is insane. The hurricane that blew that thing off last year, it's wild to be driving down the street and looking at Tropicana without a roof on it. They're actually in the middle of repairing that right now. But again, baseball is where we talk baseball, of course. Washington Capitals hockey. It's been a while, but not all that long from now. This group will get back going. Same thing with basketball. It's been a few weeks, if not months, but those things will get going. People like to share their swag showcase in here, and I guess this is just the episode of Evan, too, because it wasn't all that long ago that bro was just throwing thirst traps in here. That's right, Evan. I'm coming after you today. Why the hell not? Take a look at the left bicep. He's trying to hide the left bicep, even though there's nothing to hide, but that would insinuate that he doesn't have anything there. No, there's something there. I mean, there's some meat on that bone right there. Show us what we want. Can we get a different angle, please? Call your ass into this show and show us what you've been doing. You got ink on your left forearm, by the way. Anyway, love the snapback. Thanks for the support. I love you. You know that, even though today is Pick on Evan Day. Anyway, Jabo's my guy. He's got some Ravens jerseys in here as well. And I will, by the way, yeah, we all see the bulge. It's not that bulge. Whoa, hey, pause. Anyway, I just love the Discord group. Bobby After Dark is probably where I'll be telling you about a number of things going on this week, including me getting off the schneid. I'm going on my first date in months, and I have my hinge match from back in February in New Orleans visiting me, who I've never met in person, literally this weekend, flying in Friday morning, flying out on Sunday. So be on the lookout for some content in the Bobby After Dark section. Maybe not mid-date and mid-weekend, but post-weekend. How about it? You going to do it for me? Who just joined? Let's see. Inside the Fly. Oh, okay, never mind. This was not a new joining. But if you guys would like to join, again, it is free to do so. You can find the link that's always included in the show notes. You can also find the link, like I just dropped in the live chat right now. Anybody else having a good time? You son of a... God damn it. I just saw Evan's response. All right. I thought that thing looked a little slick. Not that our stuff isn't slick as well. But Evan decided to go and... Oh, first of all, how about this hunk right here? Huh? How about this guy right here? I mean, take a look at him after hours. What do you think Dre Dog does after hours? I'm just realizing that Evan actually purchased a Raven snapback, and I can't blame him for it because this thing's clean as shit. All right, I'll give you that. But I got a little excited. I thought it was a snapback, not to be confused with what we have going on thevaultpod.com. All right. We know what Dre Dog's about after hours, but just in case you haven't seen the live chat as things go totally off the rails right now, here it is. It's the wheel snapback hat. Evan, do yourself a favor and get yourself a real hat, will you? I know you wanted to see Zach Orr and like I know. Once Zach Orr started modeling that thing off, I know how it goes. You wanted one of your own, and you went and got your own. But here's the wheel snapback, bunch of different colors for you. What else do we have? We have one on the vault too, right? Let's go ahead. This is the vaultpod.com/shop, by the way, just in case you haven't figured that out already. Anyway, there's a bunch to choose from, multiple snapbacks. There's one with the vault. That's the one I was looking for. So yeah, that's what's going on here. Oh, goodness gracious. You guys are incredible. You know what? Oh, man. What the hell is going on today in the live chat, huh? How's everybody feeling? Where are we at? Are we ready for everything to commence and me be back in this early evening, late afternoon stream that I'm on? I love this window throughout the season. It makes for exhausting days, exhausting months, but there's nothing better than getting back in the flow. Nothing better than getting zapped back into in-season football mode, and I feel like that's exactly where we are right now. So appreciate you guys, as always, for joining. We will continue to do this moving forward. And if you could, on the way out, as much as I want to continue to get after people in the Discord server and ask you to go join in for a bunch of nonsense that goes on in there, I do have to go. Got to take Tara Tilly. I got a 6:30 reservation at a place here in St. Pete right around the corner, and I'm looking forward to it. So Sarah and I will be back at 12 noon Eastern tomorrow. We will get back to that 60-minute type of duration, time spot. I'm sure at some point, eventually, we will continue to open up the guest lines. But for now, I will catch up with you guys tomorrow, 12 noon Eastern. Come pepper me with questions about love life shit in the Discord. Like the video, subscribe, hit that notification bell. Thanks to Prophet X. Would love for you to support my sponsor, because that's how we support this channel and make it go. All right? I'll talk to you guys later. PKB, you're late. You are tardy, my friend. I miss you, fat country boy, and I cannot wait till you finally muster up the energy and courage that it takes to accept my invitation and come on this show, lil boy. Later, guys. Appreciate you.